What we're doing is interesting because it's where science fiction meets reality. For the first time, you can design something that's alive.
The 206 bones that make up our skeletons give our bodies strength and structure. There are no extra pieces. That may be why bone is the most transplanted body part. Worldwide, millions of bone transplant procedures are conducted each year, costing billions, and it doesn't always work.
Quite literally, the only way to get human bone, even now, is to cut it out of a human. This is actually the gold standard of treatment. It's called autograft. The second best is human bone from cadavers. What we proposed is to say, take the best thing, which is your own bone, but instead of cutting you apart to get it, is to grow your own bone in the lab.
So how do you grow a bone exactly? In very simple terms, you'll need a 3D printer, some fat, a cow bone, and an incubator. A CT scan gets the measurements of a patient's bone. A mold is made from a cow bone stripped of all DNA, and then a custom-made petri dish called a bioreactor is 3D printed. The lab extracts stem cells from a patient's fat and turns them into bone cells, which are put on the mold and plugged into the bioreactor.
3 weeks later, you got your bone.
Voila!
Patients suffering from cancer, trauma, or congenital defects won't need to worry about transplanted bones getting infected or bodies rejecting them, because the bones would be derived from their own cells.
I get very excited about this idea that we're pushing a paradigm of looking to our own biology to help us solve our own problems, as opposed to looking to technologies from the outside.
So far, they've only tested the transplants in pigs, but if they can start human clinical trials, Tandon says they're just 8 years from market.
At what point then would you implant this bone into a human?
We're hoping to be able to start clinical trials in the next couple years.
Will we ever see a day where you can grow an entire limb?
It's a very exciting day. You know, a lot of people will have to work together to make that happen, because you'd have to grow muscle, skin, nerve, bone.
Growing limbs may be far off, but bones are where it all begins.
It's really interesting to be seeing it happening in front of our very eyes right now.
You see it growing.
We see it grow.
Literally.